He raised his glass first. A slow swirl of bourbon, ice clinking like a metronome for his pride. "To Ryan," my father said. "My son, the real one." Laughter, applause. The clinking of glasses filled the living room like applause for a performance I wasn't invited to join. I sat at the edge of the couch, half shadowed by the lamplight, a quiet prop in my father's celebration. Ryan smirked. My mother avoided my eyes. And I smiled back. The kind of smile that hides the storm behind the stillness. Then CNN broke through the party noise. "Breaking news, Riley Stone, 33, promoted to Brigadier General, one of the youngest in U.S. history." The glass slipped from my father's hand. The sound, sharp, clean, final. Like justice snapping into place. Flashback. He used to call me his little soldier. Every morning at 5, I'd run drills beside him. Push-ups on cold pavement, rain biting through my shirt. He said discipline was love. When I enlisted, I thought I was making him proud. Turns out, I was just proving a point he never intended me to make. Ryan didn't follow that path. He was the golden one. Smooth talk, sharp suit, a family friends company waiting for him. My father adored him. Said I was trying too hard. Said I was a burden. That word didn't leave my head. It buried itself there. I remember the night he said it. Mom had made roast, the kind I used to beg for as a kid. He looked across the table, fork in hand, and said, "You've always been heavy on this family, Riley. Financially, emotionally. You push too hard, try too much. Not everything needs fixing." Ryan laughed. Mom didn't. And I swallowed the roast like it was my own pride. Years passed. Calls from home grew shorter, then stopped. Mom sent holiday cards. Ryan's promotions in bold, mine in pencil. When my father got sick, I sent money quietly. Through Mom. No return address. He never knew. When he recovered, he posted a photo of Ryan, my greatest pride. That was the moment the burden died, and the soldier was born. Discovery came by accident. I was on leave when I saw Ryan at a charity gala, his consulting firm plastered on the banners. The same one that took military contracts. Except, the contracts were mine. My project, my research, my name, scrubbed off the credits. He'd stolen my work. Dad must have helped. His old connections, his charm. My ideas were making them rich, and I was still out there, patching wounds and commanding silence. That's when I stopped sending money, and started sending documents. The plan formed itself. The military teaches precision, timing, patience. I spent 2 years building mine. Ryan's company depended on a renewal, one I could influence now that I'd moved into defense strategy. I reviewed the contract line by line, then raised quiet flags through internal audit channels. Fraud, misappropriation, false accreditation. Everything I'd once shared with him became his downfall. Meanwhile, I stayed quiet, promoted quietly, built alliances quietly. And when the final review hit, the board froze his funding overnight. His company collapsed in 48 hours. He didn't know I'd done it. Not yet. Tonight was his rebound. Dad threw this dinner to celebrate family, pretending we were whole again. He toasted Ryan, oblivious to the embers he stood on. But CNN was the match. They announced my promotion live. My name, my rank, my face on screen. Brigadier General Riley Stone. The room turned silent. Dad froze mid-toast. Ryan went pale, like all the blood had abandoned him. Mom covered her mouth, tears forming faster than she could hide. I didn't move, didn't gloat, didn't need to. Justice doesn't need volume, it just needs timing. Dad stammered something about not knowing, but the words crumbled in his throat. I stood slowly, smoothing my uniform. "Excuse me," I said, voice steady. "I have an early briefing tomorrow." I walked past Ryan, close enough for him to hear the whisper, "You took everything I built, so I rebuilt higher." He didn't look up. Neither did Dad. Now, back in my quarters, the night hums quiet. The stars outside the window look like medals scattered across the sky, unreachable yet earned. People think revenge is loud, dramatic, explosive. They're wrong. It's surgical. It's patience with a pulse. I didn't destroy them, I revealed them, and that's enough. Dad will replay that night forever, wondering where he lost me. Ryan will drink himself through the echo of my name. And Mom, she'll finally know the truth she always suspected. I used to want their love. Now I just want peace. And tonight, I have both.